Hi everyone, this is Carmen and I have Daniel here with me on the Team Badassery project with Empower Network. This is a Team Badassery Hangout. We are also waiting for Danette to join us, we hope very, very soon. So today we decided to speak to you about the events. Empower Network holds events every 90 days. There was one in September, end of September, if I'm not mistaken, but beginning October, that was in San Diego. I went to the one in Austin, Texas back in January, and there's one coming up in less than a month in Chicago. And Daniel and I will be at that one, and we are incredibly excited about it, and we are going to tell you why today. So I hope Danette shows up on this Hangout quickly. I know that she's been having some technical problems. She was at the one in Austin also, and she will be able to tell you a lot of her own experience. But what I can tell you is my own story. Dan, I think you have a bit of an idea of how things happened for me because I have spoken about it before. But basically, when you get into Empower Network, when you join Empower Network, the first thing they tell you is you have to go to the event. The event is just, it's everything that you need in order to move forward. Right, Dan? You've heard that before too, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you once you get in, that's part of your 8 core steps. Um, that's actually number 8. So these
Good
events are
point.
very powerful. They're very, very powerful. I mean, for somebody that hasn't gone there, but watching everybody else that did go, I'm jealous. So I'm not gonna miss this next one.
Yeah, that's true. You were telling us when we were in Austin, you were saying, guys, you're having so much fun back there. I want to be definitely going to the next one because I feel like I'm missing out. I remember that when we were in Austin, and truly, I can't even express the feeling when you go to an event. It's at the very beginning, you really don't know what to expect. And I think everybody goes through that. I mean, even if you've gone to other events before, I don't think you can ever really know what to expect when you're going to an Empower Network event. It's very unique in style. The energy is very unique as well. It's very, it's intense. You end up meeting so many people that most likely you have never met before face to face. You've been meeting with them via Skype maybe at the most, but mostly through Facebook, internet, Google Hangouts, and so forth. Like Daniel and I are not in the same city at all. We're so many hours away, time zones away. We've never met, yet we feel like we know each other so well. We feel like we're family already, and we're going to meet at an event, so the energy is going to be quite intense there. So you can imagine when I went to Austin, I met maybe a dozen people I had never met face to face before, and it was all hugs and kisses. It was just getting together with my second family, and that already starts the weekend off with a complete blast, with a feeling of belonging, with that feeling of community, that feeling of support. Is just there's really no other way to describe it, and I feel like my description is still not enough. It doesn't describe the power of that energy. I don't know how you feel it, Daniel, when I'm explaining that first meetup. Can you feel, can you kind of have a sense of what it might be that first time that we're going to be meeting you in Chicago?
Well, yeah. I mean, not really, but I know what to expect almost. Just by meeting you guys, everybody on the team, it's gonna be really cool. To me, it's gonna be awesome. But to know, as somebody that has never been to an event, to know what that feeling is like to be at the event is something I will experience when we get to Chicago, and that is my biggest goal right now is getting to Chicago. Um, just this last week, I purchased my tickets and I'll be there. So if you can, whoever invited you guys to the webinar, go down. Should be a a register now button on the bottom. Register in. Go, even if it's just $25. Get in at $25 and then pay for the tickets now before it's sold out. It's almost sold out. You don't want to miss this event. And this is what you really want to do. Trust me. I mean, you can go in at a $25 level, and by the time you get out of that event, in the next 3 months, you should be making about 10 grand a month. And at 10 grand a month, if you only have $25 in your pocket, you're going to quit your job and you're just going to stay home and do what everybody else does. So that's what's going to happen to me. My goal is not 10 grand. It's a minimum of 30,000 a month, and that's what I'm shooting for, and that's what's going to happen.
No matter what you're shooting for, really, this event is completely life transforming. I remember going to it myself in Austin. I had no idea what to expect, but Kayla had said I had joined at further into the Empower Network membership, but all I needed was really the $25 level. It would have been enough. You need to be a member to access the Empower Network event. You cannot go if you're not a member. And like Daniel said, it's almost sold out already. It was actually 2/3 sold from a week after Austin. That's how powerful it was, because people who went to Austin, people who knew about the events from San Diego and Atlanta before then, know about this energy, know about the value of this event. They're not going to wait for the event tickets to be almost sold out to buy their own. They're going to buy it right away as soon as it is available to buy. And that's when our team, Kayla, Carol, Laura, Danette, Jesse, Paul, we all bought our tickets right there at the event on Sunday evening, because we were there. They put them on sale on Sunday. We went online. We bought our tickets right away because we knew that in 90 days we were making our way to Chicago. No matter what, no matter how much money we're making, no matter what circumstances at home, we knew that we needed to be in Chicago on April 19th. And we did it. And you know, there's something very, very magical about these events as well. And this is what happened to me for Austin. When I joined Empower Network, I was a member, so I have access to this event now. But I didn't have my ticket yet. And Kayla told me, Carmen, you know what? In order for you to understand how Empower Network's message is very much like the new Happy Me message, you really need to go to this event. You'll understand when you get there. I don't know how to explain it to you better, but let me tell you, everything changed for me when I went to San Diego, and I truly believe that things are going to change for you when you get to Austin. So I was on Skype with him and we're chatting, and I said, okay, you know what, Kayla, I'm going to buy the ticket right now, but let me tell you, I have no idea how I'm going to make it to Austin, because right now I'm really tight on budget. I have 2 kids, single mom. I have a lot of responsibilities that I need to take care of. It's right out, we're talking around Christmas time that we were chatting. So there's, you know, there's a lot of expenses, and here in Montreal we have very, very difficult winters where the heating bill shoots really high during the winter period. I have so many things to pay. It was really, I was thinking, you know, this is not the right time. I really need to invest in my business. I don't want to invest on a plane ticket. I wouldn't be able to drive there for sure. I would need a hotel. I would need this, whatever. Make sure I board the dogs, and make sure the kids are well taken care of on that weekend and so forth. And I had really no clue how I would make it. But Kayla said, listen, just believe that you're going to get there, buy the ticket, and somehow things will happen and you will make it happen. You will be there in Austin. Frankly, Daniel, I didn't believe him. I just bought the ticket because it was at that point $127, I believe, which is really not a big deal for event tickets. I've seen other event tickets that are $500 to $1,000 plus. This event ticket was $127. I said, you know what? If I lose it, I lose it. I'll sell it to someone else if I can't make it. But I have to figure out what to do with the children, with the flight, with the hotels, and whatever. I didn't believe it. I got the event tickets, and I had no clue how I was going to make it. But what Kayla said was so true, and that's something so powerful within Empower Network. I still you know, with all my trust issues, I still have trouble believing it with all my within all my core. But you have to believe, because magic really, truly does happen. So what happened, and I know, Daniel, with you too, I think things have happened in a way almost magically. Within 2 weeks, there were some things going on at home where my mom was trying to help me get more air miles on my card, because I was about to lose my gold member level because I didn't have enough points. So she was helping me pick up some miles here and there using my card. And so in the last month, November, December, I had accumulated a lot of miles, and I didn't know exactly how much I had accumulated. So about 2 weeks into having bought the event ticket, I went online on Air Miles just to check if there was any possible way that I can secure my flight tickets through Air Miles. And I kid you not, Daniel, guys, I have to tell you this, magically. It was 3,750 miles to get my ticket. I had 3,780 miles on my account. That's how close it was. And I was able with that to secure my ticket. I posted a note saying, I've secured my ticket. I'm on my way to Austin. I have no hotel room. Well, someone made a suggestion. I have a hotel room. I got it really cheap. I'm ready to bunk with you if you want. There we go. I got a roommate, and it reduced my hotel fee by half. And it helped me to make things happen. Then I said, okay, what am I going to do with the children? I need to secure a space somewhere for the children to sleep on that weekend. So I called my ex-husband and I said, by the way, I'm going to be out of town from this day to that day. I need for you to take the children. He didn't even say anything. He just said, oh, okay, fine, no problem. Just drop them off at my mother's. Okay, that was easy. I wasn't expecting that. And, you know, it was really almost magical. And I can't even say almost magical. It was magical. Everything was just falling into place for me to get to that event. A lot like what Keala had said. When you put your mind to make it at the event, when you have your event ticket, and when you know you need to do this, just things happen. And that's exactly what they say on the calls and on some of the webinars that I've been listening in on the platform. There's that first, in the 15K formula, which is one of the programs available on the platform. The first one is how to set clear intentions. You know, this is nothing technical about blogging or SEO or this or that. This is really psychological. It's almost spiritual also. It's believing that you can make things happen. And the way David Wood explains it, cracking the universe. You just set your mind, set your intention, know that something is going to happen a certain way, visualize it, and you make it happen. And that's exactly what's going on. And that's how powerful Empower Network is. They allow you to believe. They believe in you, and they allow you to believe in yourself. Believe that you can make things happen. Whether it's bringing in a certain amount of revenue per month, whether it's believing that you're going to make something happen, be somewhere at a certain time, meet with certain people that you need to meet with for your business, whatever it is, you can make things happen. And you too, Daniel, you did it. You bought your event ticket and you were able to secure your spot, your flight, seats, your hotel, everything's done. You're on your way.
Yeah, exactly. And when I first bought my ticket, it was, I just told myself, you know what, I'm going to this event, so I'm going to buy my ticket. I bought the ticket. Still didn't know how I was going to get there. Was talking to my friends, you know, just going along. And just last week, I was joking around with one of my friends, and she was like, oh, go find me a phone, because I just picked up a new phone. So she said, go buy her a phone. And then I was like, oh, okay. And then she said she would pay me to buy the phone. Well, then I said, oh, why don't you just pay my way to Chicago, and then I'll find you a phone. So that's what happens. I didn't even find her a phone yet, but she bought my ticket. She set it up and she bought my ticket. So I have to go buy her a phone. I got to find her a phone. And she's going to pay for the phone, but I just got to find the phone at a good deal. And she paid for my tickets. It was a round trip ticket, you know, so I got to say thank you, Francis. You helped me out. I'm going to Chicago. Thank you. And didn't know where I was going to stay. I believe it was 2 weeks ago, Tony, one of our members here, offered me to stay at his hotel when I get to Chicago. So yeah, if you want to think about it, that's magical. I mean, you got to understand, Kiala's a good leader, and he's told us, you know, you got to believe in it first. When it came to Austin, I didn't believe in it. I wanted to go, but I didn't believe in it, and I didn't have the money to get the event. But when I did have the money, I decided, you know, do something else, put it towards the business. Then when everyone went to Austin, yeah, that day, the first night, they was all at the Hangout. Oh, they were there at the event. I was like, you know, they were posting up pictures and posts about being in Austin, and I just, right then and there, I wanted to kick myself in the pants for not even going. So, and then it was the whole weekend on, and I couldn't think of anything else but going to the event. And ever since that time, I knew for a fact that I was going to make it to the next event. And I'm going to, you know, I have to believe that it's going to happen. If it doesn't happen, that's on me. But, you know, look at the way it goes in. I bought my ticket, you know, I bought the tickets. The tickets right when I bought it was at $147. Got my ticket, got my airfare for under $600, and you know, I'm staying with Tony, so he told me that he's covering the hotel room, so that's no cost out of my pocket. So, you know, everything here happens for a reason, and it's magical. Yes, it's magical, but they also happen for a reason, and you got to believe it. If you don't believe in it, then, you know, by all means, you might as well just not even believe in yourself. Think about it. If you have no belief in yourself, you'll never go anywhere, especially in this business. We constantly say that we don't want to work with somebody that is a follower. We would rather work with the leaders. You got to be able to make your own decisions, not have somebody make that decision for you. So to be honest with all of you out there, if you're watching this, and if you're in, you're in. You know what I'm talking about. If you're not in and you're skeptical, well then, you know what, just do me a favor, sit back, relax, watch us make moves in this company, in this business, and you can cry to me later when I come back from Chicago. So, you know, I'm just going to keep it real with all of you guys, because that, you know, you got to do something for yourself. If you don't do it for yourself, then no one else is going to do it for you. You know, Kiala doesn't grab me by the hand and tell me, hey, you're going to the event. No, he's telling me, you need to make it happen. You need to go to the event. And if you don't go to the event, you're going to be left behind. Now, if I can go to this event and I can make at least, these guys come back, they're making at least 10 grand a month, or they're making, you know, $5,000 days. They're doing $3,000 weeks. I mean, come on. You know, there's proof in all of this, and they'll show you the proof. If you need proof, they'll show you the proof. Get to Chicago. That's the next event. Go to the next event after that. Because trust me, after you get to the first event, I'm willing to guarantee myself that too, you're not going to miss one event. And that's what Dave and Dave tells you. You're not going to miss an event. Not if you're making that kind of money. I mean, these you have guys that's making $100,000 a month, more than that, $50,000 a month, $30,000 a month, all because they went to an event that cost $147 and the airfare and a hotel. And you got $25 to get in on this system.
And it's so much more than that too. It's so much more than that. I mean, Daniel, when these guys are making so much money, people would say, well, if you're already making that kind of money, why would you go to an event? You already have all the information that you need to be able to produce, right? And they're making, like, some of them are making $10,000 days. they don't need to go technically. If we look at it as the place where you're going to get the information, the place where you're going to learn more, you would think, nah, you know, they're already doing it. Why would they go? This is probably more for the ones who don't have all that it takes to build their business to go. But no, that's not it at all. Everybody really goes there because it is what aligns them with their mission. It is what aligns them with their purpose. You are doing today what you are meant to be doing in order to move forward with your life. So whatever you are doing today, you need to learn something. You need to attract a certain type of circle of friends. You need to attract certain types of information and certain types of I don't know, situations or events in order to build what it is that you need to be able to move forward. So these leaders, even if they're making $100,000 months, they are moving forward in their own purpose. And you know, I remember seeing, I believe it was Tracy Walker, she was on stage. Either Tracy or Nicole. They're very similar in their stories actually. And on stage, it was Tracy. It was definitely Tracy. She is one of the leaders. She probably joined Empower Network within the first month that they started. Their website wasn't set up yet. Their e-wallet system, the affiliate system, wasn't set up yet. There were a lot of bugs. There were a lot of things that needed to be kinked out. And it was tough. At the beginning, it was very tough. She was an internet marketer to start off with, so she had a bit of information. But here she was joining a group of Empower Networkers who were going to help her build even more and better, because in her own business she realized that she kept going from one online business to another and she dragged people with her, but she didn't feel stable. She wanted something where it was aligned with her purpose, where she can actually help people move up in the business, where they can be comfortable doing what they're doing, where they're not saying that yes, they're making a lot of money and they're happy, when they're in reality they're not happy at all, because she wasn't happy at all. She had to do so many presentations for everybody. She had to be on three-way calls. She had to do this, she had to do that. So this is the story that she tells us on stage. And she's telling us this, and they did an exercise, the leaders did an exercise with Dave Wood and Dave Sharp, and one of the exercises made them realize what their true purpose is. And a lot of them said that their true purpose is to help others reach a certain level too. And which is exactly what she had been trying to do through online business marketing. It wasn't only making money for herself and trying to be happy within her own life, but she was trying to find a formula where she was truly happy and she can help other people find the same type of happiness. And as she's telling this on stage, Daniel, this is no joke. You're seeing the person in front of you on stage, and you have two big screens. So you see the big close-up of the person's face on big screen. She was crying. She was saying it from her heart, saying that she realized, and it really caught her off guard. Although she knew it in her core, it really caught her off guard to say, yes, she's doing this because her purpose is truly to help everyone else find the same happiness as she has been able to find for herself. When you're hearing that, and she's not the only one. I saw Dave Wood on stage. Dave Wood is, he takes up that space on stage. He's probably barefoot Bermudas and tank top only, you know, unique as he is. He's on stage. He's usually holding his hand like this, you know, crossed arms and so forth. Like he has a way of standing, and he's talking, he's thinking while he's talking. But at one point you see it, and on big screen you see it even more, and it catches you, and you get that feeling in your throat, the emotions, red eyes, tears start rolling, because they're so real. And you don't see that on a call. You may feel that once in a while, you'll feel the emotions, but when you have the person right there in front of you, real, live, at an event, it speaks to you so much, because you realize that what the company is all about, it's not just an MLM. I've been hearing that so much, I'm sick of it. This is not just an MLM. This is an online business structured in such a way to help the little people grow into leaders, the ones who are ready to grow. This structure allows them to grow into leadership, allows them to learn with the leaders, and allows them to be who they are meant to be, allows them to find their true purpose and to be able to follow it with a lot more ease than if they were left alone in online businesses without resources, without the support. And you feel it. Because here you are at the event, you're listening to these leaders talking about their stories, their struggles, how they got through all of this, and they're telling you, with all these emotions that they're here for you. They believe in you. You won't get that unless you're at an event. You won't get that unless you have taken action. Just like Daniel said, you have to take action. You have to decide. If you're not ready for it, sit back, take your time. This is probably not the right time for you. But if you're ready, if you have been taking action in a lot of different businesses and you finally think that, you're ready to find the business that will help you, well, this is it. And you have to get to the event to really grasp the essence of it. If you don't get yourself at an event, at the next event here in Chicago, April 19th, 2021, that's where it's at. You have to get yourself to that event and you have to feel it for yourself. How do you align yourself with your purpose, hearing what these leaders are saying and becoming a leader yourself? That's what you're getting out of the event.
Yeah, exactly. Getting in on this business here, you have to be a leader. It's just given to you. You have to be a leader. I mean, you can come in and you can be a follower, but I guarantee within that first month, with all the help that you're going to get from everybody in the business, you're going to become a leader. Now, like Carmen said, there's these guys that make 100,000 a month, 150,000 a month, $1 million a year, and these guys go to the events and they don't miss an event. Why do they go to the events? Well, you know what? For guys like me and you, just starting off, we want to be where they're at, and that's the only time that you're ever going to sit there face to face and know what it's like to be there and be in their shoes, and they're gonna give you pointers on how to get to where they started off at and to where they're at now. It's a no-brainer. If you get in on this here and you listen to the Monday night calls, they will tell you exactly how things work, especially with these events. These events are to help you get to where you want to be. In 3 months after the event, you should be, you should hit at least one of your goals then. At least one of your goals. You could come in at $25, and within 3 months you probably make $1 million. You don't know. And there's a disclaimer that not everybody's going to make that much. It all depends on how much you believe in the system and how much you believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe in the system, you're not going to do anything. And that's the whole point of this whole thing right now. That's what today is really all about. You have to believe in yourself, and we had an awesome leader. We have an awesome leader. Kiala posted something about beliefs and believing and all this other stuff, and it's true. If you're not going to believe in, what's going to happen, coming in the future, then it's not going to happen. You can say, oh, well, I believe I can do this, but to actually believe and have it happen, it takes you to do that. It's going to take yourself to do that. So why not get in for $25? You can join any other MLM company that claims they're 100% commission and you don't have to pay too much, but then you end up paying $4.99 or $1,000, and once that happens, you already got suckered in at $1,000. Well, I'm telling you, $25 will start everything for you, and then all you got to do is pay for your ticket to get to Chicago. You could be living in the mainland in other states in a different country. Just get your ticket, and you're gonna get there. You're gonna get there. Look at me. I'm from Hawaii. You know, that's mileage right there from from Hawaii to
Yeah.
Chicago. You got to understand that I'm at least 6,000 miles, 4,000. I don't know how many miles that is, but that's a lot of miles.
Yeah.
And it, I'm doing it. I'm going. And if you don't feel the need to go to one of these events, I'm telling you right now, you're going to be left out. And once you're left out, and you're going to start crying, knocking on my door, talking about, oh, what happened? How come I'm not making this? And my first answer to you is, I'm going to answer you back with a question, as in, did you get to Chicago? Did you get to the event? Because my team, the guys that are under me now, they know how much I pushed them to get to the event. Let's go to this event. Let's go to the event. Even if you can't make the event, send your wife to the event. Send your husband, your boyfriend, send somebody to go in your place to know what it's like to get in and, make the money that you can. I mean, some of you cannot make it. I know that. But all of you can make that effort to try and make it, or have somebody go for you to represent you in this event. So get in and do it. That's all you got to do, is get in and do it.
And it is so important. I remember Kayla saying before Austin, there was one particular member in our group who said, well, I have this much money and I'd like to put it to purchase this other program, the next level of the program that's available on the platform. And Kayla said, you know what? You don't need to buy that right now. Get your butt to the event instead. Use that money instead of saying, I won't go to the event, I'll buy that instead. Get yourself to the event. That's how important it is. And that means Kayla would not be making any commission off it, because he doesn't make any commission off the events. But for him, it was a lot more important for this member to get himself to the event, to get the full benefit of the event, and come back with intentions, with objectives, so that he can go out and he can do whatever it is that he set his mind to do. And this guy now is thriving. He's working so well. He's going to make his way to Chicago as well. And, it is for the best for everyone involved. And Kayla knew it from the beginning, because he went to San Diego. He didn't believe it before he went to San Diego. But he made it to San Diego and he said, you know what? The event in San Diego changed my life so much that I cannot say, I cannot negate what the others are saying. All the leaders are saying, make your way to the event. They're right. And that is exactly what I'm going to tell all my people, my members in Team Badassery. I'm going to tell them, before you do anything else, just get to the event. Buy that $25 membership. That's all it is. That's all you have to invest. And get your butt to the event. You're going to see at that point, at the event, you're going to see how big this project really is, how big this business is, how much they're talking about purpose, about mission, about intentions, about believing, about contribution. And you're going to see how it all makes sense. It all gets put together in this one big, incredible bubble of a movement and a community. And you will see how it will move you forward, how it will give you the energy to move forward. And all it starts with is making one decision to join right now. So wherever you got your invitation, there's a button below. On Daniel's page, on my page, you may have been invited by another member of Team Badassery. There will be the video that you're watching with a button below to register. With that register button, you get access to becoming a member. All it takes is $25, and that's your commitment decision in taking action and saying, yes, I want to see what this is all about. I want to see how this is going to help me, and I believe that somehow it will help me. I probably don't have any clue how it would help me, and that's fine. You don't need to know how it will help you right now. All you need to know is that it will help you somehow, magically, exactly the way we've been talking to you on this Hangout so far. Right, Daniel? It's as easy as that.
That's true. I just got to say, there's a reason why you guys are watching this hangout. To be honest, there's a reason why, and that reason is deep down inside of you. You know that the reason. Something told you to get in or get on. Watch what these guys are talking about. Yeah, we have a lot of content to talk about. If you're not in, and you come in and under either one of us or whoever that you came in under, I'm willing to guarantee within your first month, I'm gonna say first month, you can, and you have the drive, you're gonna make money out of this. And I guarantee you, if you get in now and you get to the event, you probably make more money than me or anyone else. That's the type of business that we have. No one gets rich off of you. You make your own money. That's straight up. I mean, if you don't believe me, then there's 80 other people on this team that'll tell you the same thing. There's a lot of us on this team.
And when you get to the event, Daniel, this is one of the things that you missed in Austin that was absolutely incredible. And Kala told me to pay attention to that particular part of it. And I believe it was on Friday night. David Sharp said, okay, who has made over, I don't know, $30,000? There were a certain number of people, they went on stage. Who has made more than $20,000? A certain number of people went on stage. And there's, limited number of people, a handful of people going on stage at this point. Who has made more than $10,000 go on stage? And Kala was actually one of them. He went on stage. And so they continue. Who has made more than $8,000? Who has made more than $5,000? Who has made more than $2,000? Who has made more than $1,000? So everybody's starting to stand out. They're not going on stage anymore because there are too many of them, but they're standing up. So David Sharp is saying, stand up. Who has made over 1,000? Who has made over 500? Who has made over 200? Who has made over 100? Who has made anything at all? And there's no lying. There's actually videos of it on YouTube showing 95% of the room standing up. Everybody almost in that room, there were probably newbies that had joined 2-3 days before the event who hadn't made money yet. But everybody else, including me, I stood up because I had made money with Empower Network. And I hadn't even been to an event yet because their program is so helpful already. The team is so helpful already. And then when you get to the event and you get all this information and you see that Empower Network got an award for being an innovative system and an innovative platform for anybody in the online business industry to start making money fast. Because apparently in online business, and I'm saying apparently, but it's really not a surprise, a lot of people just give up very fast because it's very difficult to make a decent amount of money to be able to survive on in any kind of online business marketing. But this is apparently the first system that is allowing newbies to make money fast so they don't give up fast. So they got an award. You're seeing that. You're watching the leaders. You get hyped up with that. You get all this energy and you get more support. You're getting support from the leaders. You're getting support from your own team. You come back. You have already set your intentions. You set your objectives. And here you are just moving forward 90 days to the next event. And there's no other option. You're getting yourself to the next event because you know that that's where you're going to set new intention and that's where you're going to be able to move even further into your objectives. That's how it is. And I'm telling you, 95% of that room, we were 4,000 people in that room. 95% of that room was standing up because everyone had made an amount already. That's how powerful it is. And I'm sure when we go, we're supposed to be 5,000 people in Chicago. I'm sure there's going to be 99% of the people standing up. Because that's how it is. That's how Empower Network is. And you won't be able to see that, guys, if you haven't bought your membership at $25 and bought your ticket to get yourself to the event. I want you to see it yourself. I want you to get inspired, to get encouraged by it. So click the button below, get yourself in at $25. That's the little investment that is required It's just your commitment and your decision. Take action, get your event ticket, and get to the event to see how you can do it too. How you can transform your life, how you can change your life, improve your life, but by building a business that allows you to live a better quality life, that allows you to be with your family, be with your loved ones, with your children, that allows you to grow personally. Because in online business marketing, like in any other entrepreneurship project, you are going to see how you are going to learn a lot about yourself in setting your intentions and believing in yourself, believing in others. You're going to grow, and this is what it's all about. And this is something that I've never seen in any other online business. This is completely new to me, and I find it incredible because this is what I wanted entrepreneurship for, and this is exactly what I'm getting through Empower Network. It's unreal. It's amazing. And I can tell you actually one story, what happened to me in Austin. One of our team members, Eric, told me on Saturday morning, he said, Carmen, you're going into the conference Saturday morning. What's your intention for this morning? I said, I don't know. I have some kind of vague intention. I just want to clarify my path, I guess. He said, no, set a clear intention. What is it that you want? I said, well, I want to clarify my why and solidify my belief. That was my intention. So we went into the conference, 4,000 people, a lot of things going on. They give information, some leaders speak and so forth. And there was at one point around noon where they were giving, they redesigned a lot of the website, a lot of the platform, because they really wanted to relay the message of contribution, the message of mutual support, of community, of movement within the platform. They didn't want it to look like make money, make money, make money, which it isn't. They wanted to change the image, and they were showing us the new corporate video, the new look, and so forth. And I was watching that and saying, yeah, this is, I rather this so much from what I was seeing before. I really like this a lot better. And it's really speaking to me a lot more. And right at that time, I had my tablet on my lap. I got a Facebook message from my daughter. She was not doing very well at all. She was going through some very difficult times at home, and here I was, I don't know how many miles away, dealing with an issue that I had been dealing with for the last something like 10, 12 years, which is conjugal violence and abuse. That's my story, and that's a story that I needed to tell. That's a story, that's my experience that I needed to share. And although I had been sharing it to some point, I wasn't sharing too much of it, because in reality, I thought that with my divorce, I had put a stop to it, put a stop to the conjugal violence, put a stop to the abuse, put a stop to all those negatives, and transforming my life, improving my life, getting myself stronger to do the things that I wanted to do. I thought I was a lot better. I thought I had broken the cycle. But here I was, reliving the cycle through my daughter. The message came right at the time when I'm watching this corporate video on big screen talking about the movement, helping people, supporting people, becoming a community. I'm thinking about the new happy me, and I get this message right on the spot. Everything stopped for me right there. Time stopped. I had all my friends around me, and Eric was next to me. I said, Eric, I never thought that this was what was going to happen by setting my intention to solidify my belief and clarify my why. It just hit me in my face. It was, sometimes the universe works in very funny ways. Well, this was one of those times. I wasn't expecting this at all, and this is exactly what happened. And this is, I needed to be with my second family to live through this. I had to step out for a moment. I came back. The conference ended. At that point, we were going out for lunch, and all of my friends there, my second family, who I had just met the day before, they realized something was going on. Eric told them what was going on, and they all gave me a hug. They each took a turn to give me a hug and give me their message of strength, of energy. And they said, Carmen, you can do this. This is what you set as an intention. You wanted to clarify your why. Well, this is your why. You've been dealing with abuse for so long. This is what you need to do through the new Happy Me, and this is how Empower Network is going to help you do it. This is what you wanted to do. This is how you wanted to contribute to the world. So here's your tool. And this is why you came to the event. So I don't know what your intention will be. I don't know what your life situation is. I don't know what experiences you want to share with the world. I don't know how you want to serve the world in your own way. But whatever it is, something at this event may very well speak to you. Now, are you ready to give that up? It's only $25. It's only setting an intention and believing that you can make things happen magically, and you will. Just like I did. I didn't even believe it, but I had someone who believed in me. And I was someone who was ready to set that intention and take action. And I did take action. Even if I didn't believe entirely at the beginning, I did take action. And I set things in motion. And because the universe saw that I was serious about what I was doing, things started happening. And my belief started becoming stronger and stronger until I got myself to the event. And bang, right there at the event, I got my message. And I came back so strong, so full of energy, saying, this is it. There's no other way for me. This is my path. I clarified my purpose. I knew that this is what I wanted to do. And I had everyone around me supporting me through it. This is how strong it is. This is how amazing it is. And this is the energy that I want to relay to you. And I hope that I'm doing a good job from this Hangout. And this is so limited. I wish I could just, give you that energy to say, listen, you're going to get 1,000 times more than this at the event. All it takes is just to get in, become a member. Click on the button below, get in at $25, and get yourself to Chicago to see how much your life can change. That's it. That's all of me. Daniel, I just gave all of me.
Okay, send Kiala the link. He wants to get in now. So send him the link now to the Hangout. He wants to get on now.
Cool.
Because if you check out the Facebook, guys, what Carmen was saying is true. That's her reason why she went to the event, and that's her outcome of the event, to do what she has to do. Now, for me, my reason of going is, one, to make money, two, to empower people, man. I want to help people too. Lived a long life doing all kinds of things. I went from club security, clubbing concerts, personal bodyguard. I knew all that kind of stuff. And you know what? I feel better doing something like this because I don't have to push nobody around. I don't have to, take somebody out. That kind of stuff, it'll get old, especially for a big guy like me. I don't want you guys to look at me and be like, I'm some sort of asshole, I'm really not. But when you push me to that point, then it will get like that. Eric has said that he was going to take me to the next event and I was going to be his bodyguard. Well, Eric, I told you I'd take you up on that offer, and my job before used to be a bodyguard, so you're not going to have a problem. Just buy me my suit, and then we can call it even, and that'd be good. But just messing with you. But for real, everyone, you just gotta get in. There's no question about it. Get in. There's a reason why we do this. There's a reason why we're telling you to get in. Do you want to live the life that you're living now? A lot of you watching this video right now are not living the life you want to live. You didn't grow up to be an astronaut. You didn't grow up to be a firefighter, a policeman, a doctor. You didn't grow up to do that. A lot of you, trust me, I wanted to be an astronaut. Couldn't spell astronaut when I was in elementary school, but I wanted to be an astronaut. Look what I'm doing now. I'm doing big things on a computer. You know what? This business right here, it makes me feel like I'm going to the moon and back and then beyond. That's what this is about for me.
And you're
And
going to see, Daniel, you're going to see and I needed to say this where the bodyguard story came from, actually. At the event, especially on a Saturday night, we have this kind of party after the conference and after the main event. And we saw the leaders interacting, and some of them had bodyguards. And Eric saw that and he said, Carmen, next event, I'm coming with my own bodyguard. And that's why he told you about that. Because you're seeing the type of lifestyle that the leaders have been able to create for themselves. And it's not, they're not showing off. It's just what they created for themselves, and they happen to have bodyguards with them. I mean, there was no danger for them there, but you know how it is. Everybody wants to see them. Everyone wants to shake their hands and so forth. So they need some kind of protection there. But these leaders are very approachable. They speak. I went to see one of the individuals that had a bodyguard was Justin Varengia and his wife, and very, very approachable people. I went to shake his hand, and he was very, very nice. Hi, Keala.
Hey guys.
Eric saw that and he said, yeah, definitely, I want a bodyguard next time, and that's where that came from. But at the same time, you're seeing what kind of life these leaders are leading, and they're showing by example. They're not leading a life where they're making a lot of money, but they're struggling to make that kind of money. They're living a very healthy lifestyle. They're living a very, wealthy in every way possible, spiritually and physically, and in abundance, with friendships, with community, with contribution. That's the type of lifestyle they're living, and that's the example that they want to set for everyone else. So I'm sure, Kala, you'll have something to say about that too, because you can make a lot of money, but if you're struggling, if you're not happy in your money, then why the hell are you doing it?
Yes, exactly. You guys talking today about events? About the events?
Yeah, what we saw at the events, we were talking about what you get out of the event. I talked about how you told me to get my butt to Austin, and I did, how it happened magically, how this time it happened magically to Daniel as well. Once you get the ticket, you set the intention, you make it happen. And there's so much to see. There's so much of that energy to grab there. You see the leaders, you hear the leaders, you see the emotion, you feel the emotion with them as they're speaking on stage. You told me, Keala, to pay attention to the time where Dave Sharp calls on to everyone who has ever made money, and 95% of 4,000 people are standing up because they've already made money. Empower Network having received an award for their innovative structure that allows newbies to make money. All these things are happening at events, and so much more waiting for us in Chicago. At every event, there's even more and more and more. And there's so much that we really can't explain on this Hangout. But we were hoping that the energy is coming out, that even through this Hangout, the audience, whoever's listening to this Hangout, can feel a bit of it and know that there's 1,000 times more waiting for them in Chicago.
Right. Before I went to my first event, so when I first got started, I really didn't make much at all. I didn't do much at all. I didn't know what to do, really. For the first 3 months, I hardly did anything. I sent a few friends a Facebook message because I knew that they were interested in internet marketing. They checked it out. They got started, $25. My overhead was covered, and that's about all I did right there. And I kept getting on the Monday night calls, and I kept hearing about the event and how it's important to get to the event, blah, blah, blah. And I kept thinking to myself, like, no, I'll get to the event when I'm making money with this, And a lot of people are going to think like that because it's kind of logical, right? It's like, well, when I know this is working, then I'll go to the events, right? And I was on the Monday night call one night listening to Justin Varengia speak, and I don't really know how it happened. All of a sudden, the thought popped in my head, well, what if I need to get to the event in order to make this work? And that's when everything changed for me. Like my perspective shifted. And I didn't have a lot of money at the time. I was barely making ends meet here. I was pulling in maybe about $1,600 a month total. So I was barely able to make my bills and have any money left over. But I knew that I had to go. So I logged into my back office. I bought the ticket that night, and then I pretty much borrowed the money. I picked up extra hours at my job wherever I could. I went into work, and I told the other employees, I was like, hey, if you guys want any time off, let me know. I'll fill in your shifts. I picked up extra work. I didn't know where I was going to stay when I got up there. I was actually willing to sleep at the convention center. And then my girlfriend reminded me that, hey, we do have a couple friends that live up there. So I contacted them. They were nice enough to be like, hey, yeah, you can stay with us, and we'll drive you back and forth. I kind of told them my story, and they were down to support me. So I got there. And there's something about being in a room, with like 5,000 people, or let's say at that one I think it was 3,000 people, who are all, believe in themselves. They're going after a dream. They're making things happen. There's something that happens to you when you sit in an audience and you sit next to people who are just average, ordinary, everyday people. There's not anything extraordinary necessarily about them. They're not more talented or more charismatic or more intelligent than you are. But then they get up on a stage and they get a check for $60,000. You know that you can do it too. That's the thing. You know what I mean? I sit in the audience and I hear from people like John, I forget his last name, who was handing out flyers in Las Vegas. Those little like flyers for prostitutes, basically. He was handing those out in Vegas, making like $800 a month. Then he gets started with Empower Network, and 9 months later, he's made over $80,000, made $10,000 that weekend while we're up there. We have.
Dude, I just got his invite. I'm like
Hello,
chilling in
Eric.
Then we have you have people like Justin Varengia, who's like a total hippie, way out there kind of guy. Talks about like aliens and outer space and all kinds of wild stuff, and just totally does his own thing on stage, getting checks for $40,000. It's something about being in the company of people and seeing with your own eyes that if they can do it, you can do it. And it really comes down to, I think, that at the end of the day, belief is everything. It's not about how much how talented you are, or how charismatic you are, or how well you know how to create traffic. It's about your belief system. You know what I mean? You look at there are you look at the players that play basketball in the NBA, and I guarantee you that there are kids out there in the street somewhere in Brooklyn, perhaps, on a street basketball court that are more talented than LeBron James, but they don't believe in themselves, so they don't have the results that LeBron has. Well, so how can you take somebody who's just as talented or even more talented and get a completely different set of results? Belief. That's really what it's all about. And that's why we go to events, because that's what helps to change your belief system. When you can sit down and sit next to a person who's obviously no greater than you are in any remarkable way, and yet they're getting results that you're not getting, then you realize that you could get those results too, and then you come back home and you make things happen in your life. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are out there chasing, like, okay, well, I just need this one more tool. If I get this one more course, or if I buy this one more ad, or if I do this one more thing, then I'm finally going to get it. But you're not. It's the bottom line. Really, I mean, I hate to break it to you, but you're not going to get it. You're going to keep chasing things until you sit down and actually believe that you're worth something different. There's a big difference between wanting a different result and believing that you're worth a different result, right? And at the end of the day, nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change until your belief system changes. And that's why I go to events. So if you're watching this right now and you're thinking, well, I don't know if I really want to do this. I've been hearing a lot about Empower Network, but I really don't think it's for me. Then cool. Just go to the event so you can change your belief system, because it's really worth that.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened to me. I And you said that happened to you in San Diego. I didn't know what I was doing really with Empower Network either until I went to Austin. And I still have work to do, you know, with all my past experiences, with everything that I've been through. There's a lot of personal development still going on. That's why I need to go back to Chicago. I need to go to the next events to continue growing, just like all the other leaders are doing. All the other leaders, they're still setting their intentions. They're still overcoming their new challenges as you grow. You said, Kayla, you said it to me the other day. You have your own set of challenges when you've arrived at a certain point. You set those intentions, you set the objectives, and you keep going, you keep going. All the leaders are doing the same thing. Everybody's in the same boat on this. This is why, you know, we're dealing with this lifetime, everybody in the same way. But it's just if you're going to decide and take an action, if you're going to commit to this or not. It's as simple as that. Either you're doing it or you're not. Natasha just joined us.
I can see that. What's up, badass?
Can you hear us, Natasha? Doesn't look like she can hear us.
Nope, sure don't seem like it.
Well,
maybe she doesn't even know that she's on our screen. Did she like log in by accident?
Well, she asked me to invite her, and I did. I guess at the last minute she realized she can join us. I'm going to send her a quick message.
Yeah.
Natasha, we can see you.
Woohoo! You know, Natasha actually joined our team. What, like maybe maybe about a month ago? Maybe about that. She just got started. She's not like making a ton of money or anything. She got I don't know, 1 or 2 people in like immediately. But Natasha's gonna drive, it looks like, all the way down to the event from, I don't know,
Calgary,
Canada. Calgary, okay.
Yeah.
Because she can see, you know, because she's inside of our Facebook group and she has access and she's watching all the conversations take place. She can see that, hey, the people that are making moves on our team are the people that have gone to the events.
Yeah.
You know? So it's, you know, people watching this right now, they're not going to have access to our group. You can have access. You just go ahead and check out Daniel or check out Carmen. You spend $25, you get added to our group, and all of a sudden you join a conversation and a group of badasses who are going to believe in you and support you. That alone is worth $25.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not gonna. I mean, you don't. They don't. The people watching this don't see what's going on in our group. But then you have people like Natasha who get started. They see what's going on in the group, and they realize they connect the dots really quick, and they say, "Look, if I'm gonna make this happen, I need to get to that event." Right? They get it because they see that the people who got to the events are the ones that are producing results now.
Yeah, absolutely. Eric, what you eating, man? We can't hear you. Eric was actually...
There we go.
There we go. You were just actually on another Hangout before for autism awareness. That's so cool.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was really, really amazing. We're meeting new people from all around the world, a couple of directors for Autism Movie, CEOs for autismaid.org, and these younger kids were creating artwork to raise money as an auction for autism awareness. And also the ADHD Society, me, was the one interviewing the kids, so it was really cool to meet these other kids who were entrepreneurs and had these great ideas. So it was pretty refreshing to me, like 13-year-olds, 15-year-olds who've never been on a Google Hangout, to just start talking to all these international people. It was crazy. What's up, Daniel? Look at him.
Your bodyguard.
He's like he's a big dude.
But you know what? We were talking about how Empower Network is, you know, when you go to the event, you realize how much more it is than just an online business. It's a movement. It's a community. You have support. You have so much going on. There's so much energy. And Eric, you were part of it. In Austin, you were part of our second family. Everyone together under Project Badassery. It was amazing to be together. It was amazing to go through this event together, to grow together, to learn together, and you were part of it too. What can you tell us? What did you gain out of the event? Why would others go?
Oh my gosh, really? In what? We had a couple of hours to tell, but the most important thing, yeah, it was, I mean, I've been to chiropractic seminars, I've been to events, I've been to all kinds of things in 12 years of chiropractic and leadership and self-improvement, all this stuff. I've been to seminars since we went to Austin for other stuff. But it's amazing to be in a room with 4,000 people who want to change their life. In a room of 4,000 people where 98% of them are making cash, not by a paycheck, not by somebody else telling them when they can see their spouse or when they have to be at work, you know, what they're going to get paid. These are people who've decided to take it upon themselves, to take their own control of their life. And it was everybody. I mean, it was amazing to see. There were people in wheelchairs, there were blind people, there were old people, young people, black, white, Chinese. Everybody was there. You've got tattoos, you've got really nice dressed people, you've got international. It was amazing to see such a melting pot of people, of entrepreneurs that were there. And you know, not everybody's there killing it. You know, there's the top, 80, 20%. But the thing is, everybody has that hope, and everybody has that drive. And with Empower Network, all of the steps are put in place for you. It's really up to you to decide, do I want to give myself a raise? How much more time out of my day can I structure 1 hour to do some blogging, or 1 hour to learn to train on my 15K formula, or another hour for my Costa Rica audios? But I'll tell you, even the trainings in the back office have taken on a whole new effect on me since being at the event in Austin, because you get that huge energy with everybody else high-fiving each other, and the music, and everyone's crying or laughing or giggling, and there's so many freaking stories that we all have so many inside jokes too. But you get this community feeling that it's not just about this making money thing. We're actually helping people get a hold of their life, helping people finally get progress in their life. Like, they really wanted to donate money to a cause. Now they can do that with just a paycheck. They probably didn't have enough left over to donate to something they really wanted to. So we're seeing a whole different change with what Empower Network's giving people the ability to do. That's me.
Carmen, did you talk about the $66,000 or $67,000 that we raised for the Habitat
No,
for Humanity?
actually, I didn't. Go ahead, Kayla. Talk to us about that.
You know, a lot of times when you tell people about Empower Network events, they automatically, you know, I've had other people on the team. I had a guy on the team a while back, and I kept telling him, he kept asking me, you know, what's the next best move? What's the next best move? You know, I'm thinking about upgrading to the Costa Rica Mastermind, blah blah blah. And I was like, can you upgrade and go to the event? He's like, no. Then I was like, well, go to the event, right? So I'm passing up a $500 commission because I'm telling him, no, go to the event, because it's not about my income, it's about his income. You know, it's about his business, not my business. So, and I know that the best thing for him to do in his business is to get to the event. Well, he just keeps coming back to me and saying, like, you know, I really don't see the value in going to the event. You know, I've been in network marketing for like 5 years. I've gone to tons of events, and I really don't, you know, I never ever, you know, my business never explodes because of it. You know, I just don't see the value in going. I'm tired of going to events every day. I'd rather spend the $500 and buy some courses and go spend my money on marketing. And you know, we keep going back and forth, and I'm telling him, bro, you got to let go of what you think events are all about. Like, that's great that that's what you've experienced so far, but right now you're holding on to the past, and you're not allowing yourself to move forward. You know, and I'm trying to explain this to him. Well, he refused to go. And I've heard this from so many people. They think that the events are going to be just like every other network marketing company's events, which is like rah-rah, hoorah, motivational stuff, and then you're supposed to go home, be motivated, and there'll be another event next year. But that's really not what Empower Network events are all about. That's a portion of it. I mean, I'm not going to deny that. That is a portion of it. But it's called Empower Network for a reason. It's because we empower people. That's really what it's all about. Now, when we were up in Austin, it was Saturday morning. We come into the event. You know, the announcer, you know, comes out over the loudspeakers. And basically, they just announced that there's going to be an auction. Two professional auctioneers come walking out on stage with the whole, and they basically start auctioning off. Well, I don't know, was it embroidered leather jackets, signed posters, signed by David Wood and David Sharp, and then we eventually got to the point where we auctioned off one-on-one time with the leaders of Empower Network, and one person in the audience actually was able to buy an entire day with David Wood and David Sharp. She bought herself an entire day, and you notice that she wasn't one of the red lanyards or the people in the VIP section, the people that were making a bunch of money. She was somebody sitting way in the back of the room who had a dream, right? And she knew the value of getting in front of two of the company leaders. So I think she ended up buying it for like $15,000. Anyway, over the course of this auction, we raised a little over $30,000, and then David Wood and David Sharp, out of their own money, out of their own pockets, right? Not Empower Network's pockets, not the company's pockets, out of their pockets, they matched what we as affiliates brought to the table. So we ended up raising, I believe, $67,000 for Habitat for Humanity. And David Sharp came out on stage afterwards, and he says, we believe in leaving everything better than it was when we found it. So as we go into these communities, we're going to make a difference in these communities, and we're going to be doing these events all over the world. So basically, coming up here shortly, sometime this year, we're all going to see the house that Empower Network built, for somebody who's struggling and having a hard time getting on their feet. And these aren't people who are just out there asking for handouts. That's not who we're building a house for. We're building a house for people who are really doing their best to make it happen and who just need a little bit of assistance, And that's what a lot of Empower Network is about. We're out there helping the people who are willing to help themselves. That's it. People join the team and they get started and they want to make other people responsible for their results. That's not what we're about. But if you're committed and you're hardworking and you're willing to do whatever it takes, yes, we'll absolutely help you, right? Same in the community. So then this girl, the girl whose house we're building, comes out on stage and talks, and you can tell she ain't never been on a stage in front of 4,000 people before. Probably not even 40. She was so scared, that poor thing. I felt bad for her. Hands were shaking. I'm like I'm the row right behind the front row, and I'm watching this girl, and she's shaking, and her voice is quivering, and she's out there thanking us because we just built her a home for her and her family, And she talked about all the struggles that she had gone through in her life and how she was finally putting the pieces back together, And I'm proud to be a part of an organization who's going to touch down in a new community somewhere and leave it better than it was when we got there. And then we go to lunch that day, and I look at, Ipo, who's been in network marketing for years, been to lots of events. I'm like, you ever seen something like that at a network marketing event? She's like, nope, doesn't happen, And that's just one way in which the events are different from your typical MLM or network marketing events. That's just one example. But I share it because when you come to the event, it's not just like you're doing. It's not about doing it all for yourself. Yes, you're going to get something out of it, but you're going to improve other people's lives there, and while you're there. And the reason that I say that is, it's hard for me to explain that to somebody how it is that that's the case. But when you show up at an event, that's when you'll see it. You know what I mean? That's when you'll see that you're contributing to other people's lives as well. You're making a difference in the world. And Empower Network is, a lot of people think that it's all about the money. It's all about the money. It's all about the money. They're just a bunch of money grubbing, greedy, internet marketers. It's not about that. It's about harnessing your gifts and empowering the world. That's really what it's about.
Yeah, totally agree. You have to go to an event to understand what it's all about. If you don't go to the event, you won't understand. But I was hoping that, if this hangout can give you a taste of what it is, with what Keala said, with what Eric said, with what Daniel saw from the outside looking into what our experience was at Austin, from what I said, you're going to get like 1,000 times better once you get yourself to the event. You're going to see how much more you're going to benefit from this event, how much it's going to bring to you, how much you're going to learn from it, how much you're going to grow, how much you're actually serving the world, being part of this organization, part of this movement and this community. It's beyond anything that we can explain, but it's certainly worth putting in that $25 investment, making that decision, taking action by pressing the button below, wherever it is that you got invited through, so that you can be part of this. It's members only, so you have to make that decision, you have to make that commitment. $25 to take action, and you're in. You have to go into the platform, grab your event ticket before it's sold out. It's almost sold out, right, guys? I mean, from what I'm hearing, not too many tickets left at this point. There were something like 2,000 tickets sold already at the Austin event within the first few days. So tickets went really, really fast. Now we're within less than a month to go to Chicago, and tickets are almost sold out. This is your chance to take action, to decide that this is your chance, this is your opportunity to make it happen for you.
One of the coolest things I saw was that a lot of people get caught up in the technical aspects of getting the blogging done and getting everything straight up. And I'll close this. Hold on. I found that it was amazing to see that all different walks of life could make it happen. And I'm a doctor, and I'm very intelligent and all this other stuff, and I know online marketing. I know these things too. But then when you also meet different kinds of people from different professions and careers or life experiences, and just in a conversation, you get an idea. You're like, oh, wait, that's what I can do, this angle, whatever, and you can tweak something, and all of a sudden it changes your lead flow. It can change your opt-ins. It can change people joining up to your team. So a lot of times you get all these other perspectives on how to bring leads into your opt-in to your AWeber. You can also find out different ways teams are getting together as groups and rebuilding and building each other up and helping them, supporting them. So you've got all these different people, 4,000 kinds of different people, and you're watching how they interact with each other. You're watching how they talk with the leaders. Many people are walking around with video cameras. Many people are getting pictures with the top leaders, and then what they do after when they market those things. So it's not just the information you're getting within the right in the seminar. You're mingling with thousands and thousands of other entrepreneurs that are helping you believe more in yourself, believe more that this is actually going to work, because that's the key. When we all left Austin, we were all completely different. We were all changed, and a lot of it had to do with how things were delivered, but also meeting other people from different walks of life who were making it happen in their lives, which would in turn help us to believe even more that we could do it. Do you guys agree?
Absolutely, yeah. You had 4,000 people there with no judgment. Some people who would have probably never been able to hold a job elsewhere. We heard from some of them, and we saw some of them who had physical challenges, who had any kind of disability that would be seen as different and as a challenge by society. Here they are with an Empower Network making it work because they're believing. And you're grabbing this energy from all these wonderful people, and it's amazing. And everybody there had something to bring to the table. Everybody had something to share, a message to give. It was just this community that we built within that one weekend. And that's what's waiting for us in Chicago again, with 5,000 people who are going to join forces, join energy, and become this second family that we're going to be able to refuel with and come back home and be able to do more and better, easier and faster, and just thrive in. I'm looking forward to it. Really, really looking forward to it. So guys, we're going to see each other in Chicago. We'll see each other probably at another hangout, a few other hangouts before Chicago. But guys out there, we really hope that you will make your decision too shortly to join us in Chicago as well. We'll give you a big hug because that's how we are, right?
Go
Go ahead.
Before we go, I was gonna say, you know, a long time ago, I realized, I don't even remember how I learned this, but I realized that there's basically two costs to every single thing in life. Everything. There's the cost of having it and the cost of not having it, or perhaps the cost of doing it and the cost of not doing it, right? And a lot of times people don't look at the cost of not having something or the cost of not doing something. They only look at the cost of acquiring it, right? But that's just one side of the spectrum, right? So you look at the cost of me going to the event in San Diego was probably about, I don't know, $1,200, $1,400. I came back home and I did twice that in my very first, in 30 days, okay, in income, right? I did about maybe a little over $10,000 in the next 90 days after that event, which isn't a whole lot of money. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm rich. I'm not, retired or anything like that. But that's $10,000, right? So it cost me $1,200 to go to the event. The cost of not going would have been $10,000, right? It cost me about $1,600 to go to the event in Austin. In 30 days, within 30 days of that, I did it about just under $9,000. So the cost of not going would have been $9,000, right? So what I'm really saying here is, the cost of you getting to the event, if you're watching this, the cost of you getting to the event is $25 to get started with the Empower Network blogging system, probably about $147 for the admission ticket, and then the cost of your airfare, room and board, and whatever else that you might spend while you're on the trip. The cost of you not going, you're paying that price right now.
That's it. Kayla said it. So this is your chance right now to make that decision. Take massive action. Make that decision. Commit to what's coming up. Don't let that be the price that you're going to miss out on, what you're going to lose out on by not making your decision, by not taking that decision right now. So click on the button below. Whoever invited you has access to a page where you're seeing this hangout. Right underneath you have a button. Click on the button. You will go directly to the page where you're going to be able to join right now. Make that decision. Join us in Chicago.
Click the link below. Let's all do it together, guys. Click the link below.
Click the link below. So Natasha just tried to join us actually, and sorry we missed her. Actually, Eric looks like... Did we lose Eric?
It looks like it.
There's his face. There's his lovely face. So yeah, guys, that's it. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Take massive action. We all talked about it. Kayla came in to really reinforce the idea, the concept behind going to an event, because this is so very important. If you are ready to transform your life, it starts today. Click the button below. So we'll see you next Sunday, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern. That's 3 in Hawaii, right?
Yeah.
So we will see you next Sunday, and we hope by that time you will have joined us in our group. So bye, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Hangout.
Good night, Carmen.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye,
Eric.
Daniel. Bye, Eric.